This week's Sunday conversation is difficult, but an important one. Jeanne Celestine Lakin now lives in the Houston area, but she's a native of Rwanda. As a child, she narrowly escaped the genocide that claimed the lives of 1 million members of Rwanda's Tutsi ethnic minority. She tells her story in a new book, A Voice in the Darkness. And this morning, she talks about that darkness and overcoming it with our Owen Conflenti.
How much of it can you talk about these days, the details, or are there some things you don't even want to go to anymore?
I'm so open talking about it. And so now that it's 25 years, April marks 25 years of the genocide, and I feel like I have been given the opportunity to be able to really shed the light on what happened. So there's nothing that I'm afraid of, speaking about. I feel like people need to know. When I met my husband, he didn't know. When I meet people, when I go around the country, so many people have no idea that in 100 days, 1 million people were just killed because they were Tutsis. So I'm really open to, really shedding a light on those events. Even the toughest part to talk about is just when I watched my father being butchered with machetes. But I go through the details to really give people an idea of how horrific that experience was.
How did you do it? Those times when you had your twin siblings with you, you're 9, they're 3. You probably wanted to stop running a few times. How did you get the energy, whatever it was?
There were times I felt like I just want to die. I just want to give up. But the minute I would look in the 3-year-old's eyes, there was something that their innocence just gave me the courage to go on. So I sort of took myself out of the equation in that I am protecting them. I have to protect them. Whatever that I'm doing, it's for them. They have to be alive. And also, I feel like my faith really played a big part in not just giving up. I felt like God was watching me through all of this chaos, all this madness, and I knew there was a plan that He would bring me through out of it somehow.
How do you handle the feelings of the fear when you think back, and maybe the anger? How do you deal with any feelings of vengeance?
During the genocide, I was just surviving. 4 minutes, 4 seconds, per hour. It was just, there was this sort of I was in a survival mode. Then after the genocide, that's when I felt the PTSD. That's when I felt the trauma. That's when I felt the anger, the bitterness. I couldn't help feel those, negative things. But then over the years, I just prayed and I just asked God, I just need to be who you created me to be. I need to have that sort of the sense, the peace. And so I started working on forgiveness. I really and honestly had to go inwards, not to be able to commit the same, not to kind of buy into the same ideology that, hateful ideology that those people had. I had to forgive them.
Please tell me a little bit about your foundation, because I know you have a mission to help orphans back home.
Yes. So we funded 1 million orphans, and our goal is to have 1 million children really helped who do not have, mom and dad. We have a little boy, and we give him all the love that we can give him, and seeing all these millions of children all over the world who do not have that same kind of love. The 1 million orphans provide clothing, we provide school fees for these children, we feed them, we do medical supplies as well. So when people purchase the book, copy of my book, some of the proceeds we give back to those orphans all over the world.
Wow. Incredible to hear that story. And this conversation continues with Lakin's thoughts on what Rwanda is like today. You can watch the full conversation right now on our website. We've also included a link with more information about her book, A Voice in the Darkness, and her foundation, 1 Million Orphans. It's all on clicktohouston.com/Sunday.
Important we never forget about those kinds of mistakes of history.